This morning, Living Healthy is brought to you by the Greater New Bedford Community Health Center. And as we all continue to navigate the pandemic, they are here with some important information with regard to the COVID-19 vaccine. So joining us this morning, we have Noelle Coles, Chief Nursing and Clinical Operations Officer, Greater New Bedford Community Health Center, along with CMO Dr. Glenn Tucker. Good morning, folks.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to have you both here. This is such an important topic, Noelle. We've had you here a number of times really to kind of talk about what you guys have been doing, and we will continue to get to that in just a moment. But first of all, Dr. Tucker, really let's talk first of all here about the number of hospitalizations versus the number of unvaccinated. There are some numbers that we need to know, not specifically, but where do things stand kind of overall right now? Because I know people have questions out there.
Sure. So it turns out that hospitalizations are on the uptick in the area here, which is of course not what we want to see. Also deaths are increasing as well, as we would expect. And unfortunately, the numbers of new people getting vaccinated is pretty flat. Like new people aren't coming in, which is really what we need to change that in order to really get ahead of this pandemic more.
And I know that your entire team at the Greater New Bedford Community Health Center really working tirelessly to educate, to do all that you can, Noelle. I mean, we've been talking about this for a while. Let's really talk about that impact with regard to the community itself, what it all means, really what you're doing and what people need to know.
Yeah, so the impact on the community right now, we're still working really hard to get those that are unvaccinated to bring the efforts up to get vaccinated, because what's happening now too is it's also limiting their availability outside in the community. So we're bringing the community to those within the community, and that's having all of our healthcare workers go out there to really increase efforts, educate, and also go to the schools to vaccinate. So we've got a great partnership with the school systems within New Bedford to help, if not there, or also bring them to us to increase the efforts to vaccinate. That allows them to participate in sports, community obligations, and things that they don't get to do now if they're not vaccinated.
And this really is uncharted territory, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Heretofore, we don't have an abundance of experience with something like this within our generation at least. So Dr. Tucker, let's talk about the mandates and how they work and what folks need to know.
Right, so with mandates, these are coming from the government, of course, and many organizations, businesses and that are mandating that their employees get vaccinated, which I think is a good thing, because what it does is it helps to basically, it requires a more serious conversation with people who are hesitant to get the vaccine, to talk about the facts about them, what they're concerned about, and frankly, just to counter a lot of the rampant misinformation that is out there about the vaccines.
Right, Noelle, do you find that human interaction, those conversations really kind of lead people to where they need to be, give them a better understanding, and maybe lead to more vaccinations?
Absolutely. The one-on-one interaction brings trust. It builds trust, and they have that relationship versus hearing it, throughout. So I think that human interaction makes a big difference with them coming in to be vaccinated.
Conversation leads to results.
Exactly.
And one interesting thing is you hear a lot of people say that, like, I will leave my job before I take this vaccine. And there have been a lot of studies following that sort of thing, and it turns out that most people change their mind and they get vaccinated. They don't leave. There are the hardcore holdouts, but those are very few.
The work that your entire team is doing certainly quite laudable, and we thank you for being here today for really kind of shedding some more light on what we need to know, guys. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Pleasure as always. We thank them for sharing this information, valuable information with you, our viewers out there. This segment brought to you by the Greater New Bedford Community Health Center.